Hey folks, how y'all doing? Welcome back, an old man in the land of grills. And yes, we are, folks. If you're just watching for the first time, please consider, liking, subscribing, leaving a comment. But today we're going to be doing something that a lot of you have asked me to do, and that's to review this Expert Grill from Walmart. This is a 770 square inch pellet grill that normally goes for $300. I got it for $200. I didn't even know I was going to get it that cheap. So we're going to do that today, folks. We're going to review it. There's going to be another video that'll be the biscuit test. We're going to do the burn-in and biscuit test. The biscuit test will show how even it cooks. We're going to have an assembly video so you can see how easy it is to put together, easy or not easy. This actually was pretty easy. And then we're going to do some cooks on it so you can see for yourself. And yes, I already have a modification plan for this here grill. So I'll tell you what, let's get into it. All right, first things first, folks, if you are interested in supporting this channel, obviously I am monetized and YouTube does kick something back to me, but as time goes on, they kick less and less back to us content creators. If you want to help, under each one of the videos, there's this super thanks. And if you press S and you consider giving some money to this channel, it's a way to help bringing you videos like this, because obviously Walmart doesn't give me grills. I got to go out and purchase it. One of the first guys who did this was Dan Wagner. So if you give a contribution to this channel, I will mention your name. Dan Wagner of Park Falls, Wisconsin, gave $10. Dan, I really appreciate it. And if you do that, you're going to get yourself a sticker. I'll send you send me your address and I'll send you a Tom Horseman Land of Grill sticker, folks. So let's keep on going. All right, so there it is online. It goes for $297. I paid $200 for it. I didn't even know they were marked down. It wasn't until I checked out and it came up as $297. And I was looking at the box. I said, hang on a second, it says $195 here. And she had a color manager. Manager came in and redid it and said, yep, you're right. These were just reduced. So this is end of August going on September here. And my local Walmart, they had 4 of these in stock and they were all marked down, brand new in the box, $195. And that's quite the deal there, in my opinion. For a 770 square inch, and there you can see porcelain coated cooking. It's got a flame blower thing. It's got single knob control for easy operation. It has a control panel that they're calling sort of PID, but I don't think it is. They actually got an app that has Bluetooth but no Wi-Fi. They've got a ash cleanout system, patenting hopper clean out. There's a lot going on with this. And it's got a 24-pound hopper. So I'll tell you what, let's just get the stickers off this thing and let's take a closer look at it. All right, stickers came off real nice and easy, and that's the key thing too. A lot of times they put these stickers on so you can't get them off. Let's do a walk around here. We've got 2 plastic wheels on the bottom. Those are 7-inch wheels. We got 2 locking casters. Those are 3-inch locking casters. We've got a bottom shelf on there. There is no front shelf. That's going to be a mod. If you're looking at the handle has this nice rubber grip on there. Stay cool. This is the only stainless steel on this grill right here, is that handle. And I'm not even sure that may be aluminum, but the instructions said that was stainless steel. We've got one nice shelf over here. We've got some nice hooks. A lot of that came assembled. There wasn't a whole lot of assembly. Assembly on this grill, folks, 45 minutes. And that was with me making a video. You got a 24-pound hopper there. That is for your slide, for your daisy wheel, to do direct cooking. Look at that big readout. I can't wait to turn that on. Like I said, I don't know if that's PID. They keep saying that it's the PID control center, but they're not calling it a PID. So I'm still wondering about that. We've got our hopper there. This is where your probes are. They send you one. I don't know why manufacturers give you 2 probe ports but only send you 1 probe. I just don't get it. A lot of people do that. You've even got a cord wind up in the back. That latch, that silver thing, that's your pellet dump. Yeah, this little $200 or $300 pellet grill, you can dump the pellets out. That's pretty amazing to have a feature like that. There is no stack. However, they get the vents on the back, and these are the type of vents that you won't get the wind and rain and snow blowing in. So I kind of like that. They've got the top lid kind of functioned, I think, to let air out also. So on the outside, seems to be very well built. Like I said, there's no stainless steel. It is all painted. Now, I don't know if it's high temp paint. Like I said, we're going to put it through its paces and see. That's pretty heavy gauge steel there. We'll see how that warps. There is no, although this is the first thing I noticed, there's a hole there. But I think that's for lining up their little badge. So there is no temp gauge on this. So that could be another mod too. We could be putting a temp gauge or 2 temp gauges on this. just to see how accurate it is. Yeah, I intend on using it. It's just not going to review it and park it amongst all the other pellet grills. We're going to use it and see what it can really do, because that's what you want, right? All right, so now let's tear into the inside. All right, so on the inside we've got porcelain coated enamel grates. The main one has 2 sections to it, so they'll be easy. I mean, you could put it in the dishwasher, just don't let your wife catch you doing that. And you got the 2 upper ones. I'm going to say it's 1/4 inch round stock. It's not light duty. And it's not heavy duty. It's kind of right in the middle. If I had any criticism here, I wish they would have gave 2 more of these, because you can take this off and put it down here. But if you had 2 more of these, then you could really load up on ribs. And holy smokes, you could get easily 2, 4, and then I'm going to say maybe as many as 8 racks of ribs if you had 2 more of these. And maybe they do sell that as an accessory, I don't know. But it sure is nice to have these extra racks. I like the fact that it's got 3 of them. And they do have a stop in there, so you can only go part way. They don't slide all the way back. So you can use them relatively effectively. All right, so it's hard to ignore the daisy wheel and the handle here. They all do this from the outside. That closes it. That opens it. In order to remove that, I do like this process, is that there's no clip or anything. You just turn it, and then it slides out like that, and then you can remove your grease tray. So that was well thought out, and it does have this neoprene there to keep any smoke or anything or heat from leaking out. Let's take a closer look at the drip tray. All right, so the grease tray is angled. It goes that way, and then there's another trough that takes you down to a grease tray that's underneath the grill. So we're getting the grease out of the grill. That's always a good thing to do. You can see you've got that closed, and this comes out. This is steel, and so you got this side right here, which goes into the grease tray, and then this side, which is notched, and it's not overly. You can see there's the thickness of it. I would call it maybe 1/8 inch. So it's not. It's definitely not heavy duty. Let's just say that. All right, they're calling this the flame tamer. I would call it a heat diffuser. Now this part is one of the parts that I'm a little skeptical of, because it is thin, and that takes direct heat. And it does lock in. You can see there's holes here, 2 on one side, 1 on the other side. So you put them in the right spot. And I'm sure they're doing that just because this thing is probably going to want to warp. So that's why they're doing that. So that does come off and give you easy access to your burn pot. Let's take a closer look on the inside. I was just looking for where the temp probe is, and you can see that wire right there, and I thought that was it, and that is not. And I started looking, and I look up, yeah, and there it is, up on top. So that little probe right there is going to tell that control over there what the temperature is at the top of your grill. It's not going to read your grill level. So that could be an issue. The biscuit test will definitely show that. All right, so inside the burn pot, you've got a tube. You can see it right there, and that tube has an auger, and that's what brings the pellets from the pellet hopper to the burn pot. And then that other thing down there, that's your hot rod. So that goes on, when you turn this grill on, that goes on a timed cycle, and it gets very, very hot, and that which gives the ignition to the pellets. And then those holes in the burn pot, there's a fan that blows air, and that's what keeps it going. Pretty interesting, but what's even more interesting, let's take a look at that, is how this unlatches and empties. All right, so I have not seen this on a pellet grill before, something like this, for emptying out the ash. And it's got that right there, and it's got on both sides. Time will tell to see how that handles the heat. And then this just slides out, and then you can empty out your ash. It's medium duty at best. This is steel, no stainless there. What do you expect for $300 or even, like I said, $200? Then to put it back on, it goes like that, and then you got to hook it back like that, and hook it back like that. So time will tell on that. I'm a little skeptical. All right, so if you're wondering what that disc is right there, they're calling that like a pellet or ash clean out for the pellet grill itself, because when that fan's running over there, the ash has a tendency to kind of blow out too. It doesn't just stay in that pot, so it gets throughout the pellet grill. A lot of us will just vacuum it up once the fire's out the next time before we use it. But they put this thing in there, and that's underneath, and it actually comes out like that into your, and there's your grease tray right there. So you can actually sweep your ash out into your grease tray, pull the grease tray out, empty it, and then put that back in from underneath. That time will tell on that too. All right, you can see the hole. There's that disc with a plastic knob on it, and there's your grease tray, which goes into a track, which is right there. So you gotta put that back on first, and then that. All right, and then that clean out just goes in just like that, and then you put your drip tray in underneath that. All right, so when your grease comes out of the grease tray, it goes to this trough, and then it goes to that hole, which goes to that square tube, which then goes down into your drip tray, or your grease tray, I should say. All right, let's move on to the hopper. Remember, this thing came fully assembled. The hopper was installed on, so you don't have to do that. Supposedly this is 24-pound hopper. You can see your auger down there. I put a light in there just so we can see. And then there's another hole that leads down to your pellet cleanout, and that just goes like that, and then opens up like that. So that's pretty unique. I've never seen that before, and especially one like that. And then you've got this tray on the side, and that's where you plug in your probes, and then your probe goes through right there into the grill. So it's very well thought out. We got plenty of warning stickers and caution. Don't leave your grill unattended. Everybody knows that. And you got a protective screen there to keep you from getting your hands to the auger. If you want to take that off, that's your choice. They're going to tell you to leave it on, and we'll keep on going. I tell you what, let's get into that controller. All right, we're going to start playing around with the controller. This thing is actually pretty cool. And you're saying, Tom, you keep talking confused on the PID. Well, that's because when the description here in the instructions, they talk about touch button used to turn the PID screen on, and then they make reference to it in a couple other places about it being PID screen displays errors and all that. So, I honestly, I don't know, but I know on some of these, and there's some verbiage in here that talks about when it's in the smoke setting that, that's 180 and below. And I know on some other manufacturers, PID controllers, when it's on smoke, it's not PID, it's timed. And when you put it in, and that way it gives more wide swings of temp. Spit it out, Tom. And that gives you more smoke. People want to see visible smoke. When you're on PID, it holds the temp very, very tight, and you don't see as much visible smoke. So, and like I said, I don't know if this thing is PID or not, but let's turn on, let's play with it. It actually is pretty cool. All right, so when you plug it in, that lights up. That's your on and off. When you turn it on, it automatically turns the fan on. You can see it's looking for Bluetooth. You can see the fan is running. You've got your temp is on. It's showing that you're hooked up to P2. That's your probe 2. You've got a prime button up here that you can set. You can change it from Fahrenheit to Celsius. It defaults to Fahrenheit. Now, if I press the prime, that goes to red, and then it starts turning the auger. I've already confirmed that the auger is spinning. You get this right here, which tells you the auger is on. That just lit up. That's your hot rod. It tells you everything that it's doing. I think it's really, really cool. And it's huge. So you can really, an old man like me can see it to set the temp. So if I set temp here, to set it, I just go to, I press that, and it says, it goes to S. So then I just set it, 180's on the low side. It changes in 5-degree increments, and you can go up to 450 on the high side. Or high is above. I take that back. So 450 and then high. And it just keeps feeding in pellets. And then to set it, say we set it at 400. Then you just press that. And now it's going to look to try and get you to 400. It's 88 degrees out here right now. But when you first turn it on, it always defaults to smoke. So you leave it on that until you got fire. And then you turn it on, and then you reset from there. So it's, and to turn it off, you just hold this, and then the fan runs. Now, it did not say in the instruction manual how long the fan runs to cool it down, but I'm assuming maybe 10 minutes. We'll have to find that out. Again, it just says that it'll run for a while. I'm not sure what that means, but this is pretty cool. All right, folks, there's what I paid for it, $195. What a deal. I tell you what, final thoughts. Time is gonna, I say this all the time, time will tell. I think there's a lot of cool things going on here. I think there's a few things that could be better, but you know, for a grill that normally sell for $300, for 770 square inches, with all the features that this thing supposedly has, I think it's a steal, to be honest with you. And $195 is just highway robbery in my book. So we've got to try it out. And you're right, doesn't matter whether it's $10. If it doesn't work, it's junk. So we're going to find out. And the only way to find out, folks, is to use it. So next video you'll see on this grill will be the biscuit test. And that'll be the burn-in biscuit test. And then we'll have an assembly video. And then we're going to cook on it. And I honestly don't know what I'm going to cook to begin with, but we're going to cook something good. I am impressed with that controller. I like that big screen. Someone's going to say, well, if the whole screen goes out, then you're screwed. Yeah, but you can say that about anything. So we'll see how time tells with that. The 24-pound hopper, 770 square inches of grilling space. Like I said, we're going to find out how it works. Hope you enjoyed this. Tom Horseman at YouTube. Thumbs up, leave a comment. And as always, folks, I appreciate you watching. Thank you.